Hi, I'm Nick Ryan, Acting Assistant Principal at Melbourne North Secondary, and I just wanted to get out some information to parents and students as we all get ready to come back to school on Monday so that you can come back comfortable and feeling safe around all the steps that we're putting into place around protecting ourselves, our students, and our community with regards to COVID. So the Victorian government's released what they're calling a back to school plan, and all schools in Victoria will follow that. And the key aspects of that are what they're calling the ventilation, vaccination, and COVID-safe steps. So with regards to ventilation, because COVID is really an airborne transmission disease, we want to get as much ventilation as we can. So last year we had windows and doors open in all of our classrooms, and where practical, we did outside learning. This year we've been able to add to that. So today we installed air purifiers in every classroom in the school. So they'll operate all day during school time to try and remove any particles that might be floating around in the air and reduce the risk for students whilst they are learning. With regards to vaccination, the health department strongly encourages vaccination as the best way that we can protect individuals, families, and the school community from further outbreaks and spreads. So vaccination is available to all Victorians aged over 5. All staff who work in a school are mandatorily vaccinated. So we've all been triple vaccinated to protect ourselves and our students, and also protect you at home from people bringing home something. And we would encourage, where that's possible and practical, for all our students to be vaccinated as well. It's not required, but it's a great way that you can look after people who are less safe and whose health isn't so great. So we really encourage that. And there's other steps that we can take with regards to what they're calling COVID-safe steps. So physical distancing. We know that COVID spreads yes through touch, but mainly through airborne transmission. So by keeping distance away from people is a great way to do that. So we won't be having large whole school assemblies, or assemblies where and gatherings where we're mixing students from lots of different year levels. People will mainly stay with the groups that they're with to reduce that risk of a transmission of disease. Face masks are mandatory inside all buildings in Victoria except public homes, and schools are no different. So it's compulsory for students and staff to wear a mask at school indoors unless they have an eligible exemption, and that would require some information from your medical practitioners around why a particular student or staff member, if required, wouldn't be able to wear a mask. Students should bring a mask from home, but if they forget, we have some backup supplies at the office. And masks obviously need to be worn on buses or taxis or Ubers, or however students are transporting to school. Hygiene remains really important. Washing hands, sanitising, it's a great way to reduce the spread of germs. We don't want people, accidentally touching something that's infected and then touching your ears or your nose or your mouth and getting the disease that way. So by sanitising, by washing hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, really good habit to get into. And now we have testing. So testing's a new component available for schools in 2022. Most of what we spoke about is the same sort of things we've been doing last year and the year before, but testing's new. So the Victorian government has made available to schools rapid antigen tests, and we're able to distribute these tests free to families, so that you as a family can test and use that as a protection for yourselves and for the broader community. So it's a voluntary thing, but we think that it's a great way where we can reduce the spread and the impact on the community, and particularly people whose health isn't as great as would be ideal. So it's highly recommended by the Victorian government that students, with the support and supervision of their parents or carers, test twice weekly on school days. So each student will be given sufficient tests to last them for the first 4 weeks of term, and then the government will decide what they want to do moving on from that place, from that point on. So as we get tests, we will contact families and let you know when they're available, either for pickup or in some cases we'll send them home with students. Should you test positive, then you'd be required to, in the same as for anybody else in the same way, to contact the Department of Health using their online system or calling on 1-800-675-398 and reporting the positive test. We also obviously would need to know at the school that someone has tested positive and that they're not coming to school. Should someone test positive, then as applies for everyone else in the state, then you need to mandatorily isolate for 7 days. And equally, household members, household close contacts, someone who's spent 4 hours or more living in that house or accommodation with someone who's tested positive also needs to isolate for 7 days. So I guess they're the things that bring you up to date with where we're at with COVIDSafe. Now, we're really looking forward to everyone being back at school on Monday and starting off with a really solid learning program. We think great things are going to happen this year, but we also want to make sure that everybody is not only feels safe, but is safe. So we've put in a lot of effort in getting the school set up, ready to go. And we just wanted everyone to know these are the steps we've done and the things that you can do also to help keep everyone safe. We look forward to seeing everyone on Monday and hope everyone has a great last weekend of school holidays. Take care for now. Bye.